Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. We are in the end phase of Q1 of 2023, and I'm here to tell you there are no special formulas for losing weight. You just need to go back to the basics. Everything I am about to share with you, it isn't new. You just have to change your mindset. So I'm just going to share with you some tips to help you stay on your health and wellness journey. So step one would be to get what I call your baseline numbers. These are like your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your A1C. Like every time you go to the doctor and they draw the blood to do one of those panel tests, those numbers is what you want to look at. You want to look and see if they are in range for, you want to look at those numbers to see if you are in range. These numbers tells a lot in what's going on the inside, and so you can use those numbers to kind of do something on the outside that will help those numbers. For example, like your A1C is recommended. That your A1C should be below 7ish, and you can quote me if I'm wrong. Put in the facts, but below 7. And so what it's telling you is that your resting blood sugar should be below 7. If it's above that, you have too much sugar in your body. You need to change that. So that goes into play with like your nutrition and everything, but that's another step, so we'll get to that. So number 2 would be your nutrition and your exercising. Every time you go to the doctor, what's like the first 2 things that they do? They weigh you, and then they ask you, how are you eating? Why do you think that's important? Because nutrition and exercise plays a huge part in not only your weight loss, but your overall health. And so let's break that step down a little bit further. So your nutrition, watch what you eat. I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I can tell you, you can do a couple of things. You can eat in moderation, watch what you eat. Those are like the basic 2 things that you can do. And there are a number of different websites, apps, things like that can help you really monitor and get a good grasp on that. Like a lot of people like to use MyFitnessPal. With MyFitnessPal, you can go in and put in what you're eating. It's like a food log. You can put in what you're eating. It tells you your carbs, your fats, your proteins. It tells you all those different things, and you can kind of get a picture of what you're eating. They also have Myplate. So if you go to Google, type in Myplate, it should pop up. Again, it's showing you the different food groups, and you can now get a picture of like, okay, this comes from this food group, and this is how much it should be from this food group. You're able to start to see what should be on your plate. But again, like I said, there are a number of different programs, websites, apps that you can use to kind of track and gauge your nutrition. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you just want to eat in moderation. Eat when you're hungry, don't eat when you're not hungry. If you want to snack, because I am a snacker, try to pick a more healthier option. And then the other part was the exercising. It's recommended that you exercise at least 30 minutes a day, and that's 5 times a week. I can't remember, it might be 7 days a week, but it's either 5 or 7 days a week. You want to exercise for at least 30 minutes. This does not have to be rigorous. You don't have to go run. You can do a number of things. You can swim, you can ride your bike, you can do all kinds of things. It's so many different exercise routines that you can do within 30 minutes at that. You can check this channel. I have a couple of different shorts that shows like just different exercise routines. TikTok is very big for showing different routines. Everybody's into their fitness and their health, which is a great thing. And to show their tips of the things that they are doing, go check out one of their channels. Check out my channel. Slight plug in there. But again, all the different social medias, everybody is sharing some of their tips, and that actually goes back to nutrition as well. A lot of people on social media are sharing their nutrition tips as well. You just want to also, when doing that though, just err on the side of caution. Before you jump into doing their routine, check with your doctor first. Just make sure you know what your personal fitness level is before jumping into something else. So the next step will be to stay consistent. It's hard, I know. It's spring. People made resolutions back in December and already fell off. It's okay. You just have to get back up there and stay consistent. You're not going to see results in one day. You're not going to see results in 1 month. You may not even see results in 6 months. You have to stay consistent. There's no way else to say that. The last step that I'm going to give is tracking your progress. There are a few different ways that you can track your progress. Take pictures. Like, you know how you've seen people and they show their progression from like when they weighed a certain amount and then once they weigh a different amount because they took pictures. So take pictures, like pick you an outfit, take you a picture behind like a very clear space, like a white backdrop, or you know, just something that you'll be able to see. And then like after a couple of months, take that same outfit, go to that same location, take the picture again. So that way you can kind of visually look and see the two different pictures and see if there's any changes. Another way you can do it is measuring yourself. Some people, they'll take like an actual tape measure. Let's see. Some people will actually take a tape measure like this. So just a tape measure, and just measure different parts of your body. So measure around your waist, measure around your body, or measure around your butt, measure around your neck, just different places to measure. And again, measure that 1 month, and then again in about 2 to 3 months, measure those same areas, see if there's a change. Another way that you can track your progress is stepping on a scale. Now this one, it can kind of hurt feelings, because if you've been working out and let's say you've been lifting weights, you're going to weigh more because muscle weighs more than fat. And so if you started off at, for example, 150 pounds and now you're 160 pounds, that don't necessarily mean that you gained weight, you gained muscle. So you can use the scale to track your progress, once again, depending on what your goal is. So for example, if you are 200 pounds and you step on that scale again in about 3 months and now you're like 185 pounds, great. That's a good sign that you're going in the right direction if that's your goal. The last way to track your progress would be to do an exercise that you don't think you're able to do. Like for example, let's do some jumping jacks. So do jumping jacks for about 30 seconds and then see how you feel. And then in a couple of months, do jumping jacks once again for the same 30 seconds, see how you feel. If that first time you're like, and you can't breathe and you can barely talk, keep that in mind. And then a couple of months down the road, you do those jumping jacks again and you're like, okay, I'm ready for some more jumping jacks. That's a good indication that what you're doing is working. That's a way to track your progress, because now you're building up that endurance. You're able to sustain a little bit longer, and you can kind of keep going with that and, you know, build onto that. Those are just a few tips that I wanted to share to kind of help you stay on that journey, because like I said, consistency is going to be the biggest thing. You have to stay on the journey if you want to see results. I want to thank you guys so much for just stopping by my channel. In the comments below, leave what your resolution was. What was your resolution back at the end of 2020 in December? And then tell me if you feel like you've been keeping up with it or you slacked off just a little. And then I will talk to you guys in the next video. All right, bye.